All right, question from Chow. He says, what do you think of arguments from people like Sean Carroll who oppose fine-tuning, stating that we are not in a place to judge if on another universe life would be possible?
Sean's got some thoughtful objections to fine-tuning, I should say that. So they're worth taking seriously. He is right in that what I can't provide is a set of necessary conditions and sufficient conditions where if this universe has these conditions, then it will definitely have life. But I actually don't need those for the argument. What I need is a set of is sufficient conditions for there not to be life. That's enough. If I map out my terrain, all I'm interested in is where are the life-emitting universes versus the non-life-emitting universes, and if I can take all the edge cases and say, all right, let's just say those are all, let's just make whatever conservative. Let's say they're all life-permitting. Okay. If there's any doubt, we'll just say it's life-permitting. In that case, the edge cases, the hard cases, the grey areas, I can just assign all of those to be life-permitting. Fine. That works against the fine-tuning argument, if anything. All I need to have a good map of is where are the bits of parameter space that are not life-permitting. And all I need there is sufficient conditions. There are really, all I need is really clear cases, and I think I've got those, and I don't think Sean denies that. So the cosmological constant, for example, if it's too large, then you have a universe in which there are just no particles that ever touch any other particles in the history of the universe. Every particle is surrounded by just empty space. Nothing ever happens. The reason why working out where exactly life would form is because life is a complicated thing, right? Ask anyone who's trying to work out how life formed in this universe in the first place, right? So it's really hard. But the reason why we can have a pretty good idea that life won't form in those universes is because nothing complicated happens in those universes. They're entirely simple, okay? So universes in which there's only one type of fundamental particle, or I showed the parameter spaces and carving them off before. It's easy to find universes where the periodic table would only consist of an element which is chemically identical to helium. That's it. That's all you get. You can't make any of the other things in the periodic table. Basically, the only charge of twice the charge of. I think we'll pause there.
Repeat that last.
So the only nucleus you can make is one where the nucleus has twice the charge of the electron. So the only thing you can make is basically identical to helium. I would say that's a sufficient condition to say if that's all you've got in a universe, you literally cannot stick anything to anything else. You can't write any code. You can't write, there's nothing. You can't make a self-replicating thing out of just stuff that won't stick together. In that case, that's a sufficient condition to say that there will not be life in that universe, and that's all I need. So it's not the case. Sean's quite right that there are edge cases where it will be difficult to tell, but there's enough clear cases for me to make the argument.